Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Sorry. I had my mic turned off. What's up? Welcome to MME Live, Madman Edition, Solo Edition. I gotta go back to the well of old content. I knew I was gonna have to address this again, and we will get into it. We'll go into the details. We're gonna do reaction to my man Star Wars Only, where I think he's wrong. I've talked to him before about this. I completely think he's wrong, and I'll get to the reasons. Binge Buddy is here. Binge Buddy, if you want to join, you could. Message me on Twitter. I was trying to get Goldman in here. I don't know if that's going to happen. Let me see the chat. Now we can hear you. Okay, good. Arkham Gaming. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing better than Rian Johnson, that's for sure. Yova Rods. Listen, and I'm not like before, like I'm not against Rian Johnson, but it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We're going to go through the details, do an investigation more than Star Wars Only. Oh no, it's Yova. No, it's not. I mean, it could possibly. I don't believe it. I still don't believe it. And we're going to get to the facts. We're going to do some research on air to prove to you guys that it's fake news. Chubby Teddy. Oh, man, back to the Rian Johnson trilogy. We were here 3 years ago. Let's break his camera. Yes, smash it on the ground. I threw it on the ground. I don't want to see him. Take pictures of Mark Hamill anymore. Here's an old thumbnail for you, just so you see. We're not going to watch this video. I'll never admit it, man, babies. What is this all about? All right, let's do the reaction first to Star Wars Only video to see what it's all about. Okay, see where the new news is coming from, where all this is coming from. We'll see, Max. I just want to see the reactions. It's fake news. It's not any news, really. That's the problem. It's not even fake. It's just nothing new. It's nothing new. I cannot believe, and I'm pointing at you, Star Wars Only too. I cannot believe you believe this baloney when there's no actual forward momentum at Lucasfilm. Nothing. All right, let's bring up the video. He did a good video, though. I think I thumbs it up. Here it is. Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy is still happening again. All right. I know Goldman wants this to happen too. Oh, I don't want the ad. Hold on a second. Oh, I was already watching some of it.
Trilogy is still happening again.
No.
Let's talk about it.
It's not Star Wars Only. It's not. See, there's a difference between this and, let's say, like Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder actually filmed Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everyone said it didn't exist. I think even I can't. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but I think I even had a conversation with Star Wars Only, and he's like, I didn't think it was real either. So something that actually, this is how ridiculous people on the internet are. They never believe Zack Snyder, where he actually filmed the movie and said, yeah, it exists. But they believe a whole trilogy of Star Wars films from a director that gets bad press from half of its fans, that they're still going to produce it. What I've always said in the past, and I still stick to my guns to today, is that the announcement of the trilogy was a marketing ploy to show confidence in a product that they didn't have confidence in, to get people in the seats, because they were also bringing JJ back. I've always said that from day one, because the first thing you do is you say, if they're so happy with Ryan's movie, Why did they beg and get JJ back when he wasn't planning for it? Why wouldn't they just give it to Rian? See, I do some thinking when I make these predictions. They didn't just hand it to Rian. So that makes you think, oh, he's working on a whole new trilogy. It was a throwaway announcement. It cost them nothing to do it. Now, do I believe he still has a contract with Lucasfilm? Probably to write and create a trilogy, but then he has to present it and get the green light to get more funds. And that's where I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. But let's get back to Star Wars only. Here we go.
Have you seen Star Wars?
The director and the writer of The Last Jedi recently did an interview, and yet again, he just confirmed that the Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy is still...
He confirmed? I did some research, and I'll go to... basically what he did. I'll remove this for a second. He did an interview with a super Reylo fan. So here's the whole context of the situation, okay? You can jump in if you want, Saggy. I didn't send you a link. You're lurking. I was just going to do a solo stream, but if you want to pop in a few minutes, you can. All right, hold on. Let me see if Saggy wants to come in. Saggy. All right, let's get back to this. Okay, so basically what this is someone did an interview with him. This Sarah Wilson on Twitter. She's got this like book about like Adam Driver. Listen, I'm a Reylo too. I like Adam Driver. So this is her during the interview, the Zoom call. She's writing a book. And basically she just said it's still happening. At the same time that she's releasing her book. And she's super excited that Rian Johnson followed her. It's also possible that Rian Johnson is trolling once again. He throws it up just because he's a little salty. Plus, he's very political. And who's in the news now is Gina Carano to throw it out there like I still got my thing going. When is this going to happen? You haven't heard anything official from Lucasfilm. And something very vague was the last thing, and it was about D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, that Kathy Kennedy is going to sit with Rian Johnson, D.B. Weiss, and David Benioff. Where are they? Where are they? So that's my interpretation. She's just releasing the book. Oh, look, I've got a new novella in an anthology that's out today. It's only 99 cents. Grab a copy. She's promoting stuff, and including... Oh, no. Goldman's hitting the sheets early tonight. Okay. All right. No, he's not, Zeno. I would invite you on. He's not. He's not. I said, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not against, I'm not salty towards him anymore. I don't care. But it's funny because there's nothing new here. There's nothing new. Once I see, if Lucasfilm, Kathy or anyone from Lucasfilm actually gives a substantial, solid update, then I'm not even going to make an apology, but I'll say, okay, there's something here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. He told a fan over a Zoom call that it could still happen. And then she made a post on Twitter like, it's still happening. I can't say when, if, or how. But eventually, it's still happening. You don't even know the context of what he told her. He might have just said, I still have a contract with Lucasfilm that he can execute on. But that just means to write a treatment for a potential trilogy that still has to get the green light. Do you know Hollywood? Do you know how many contracts they give to everyone to develop projects that never get acted on? How many projects just sit there? Why would Disney even mention it? What do you mean? He gave an interview with a writer of a book about Adam Driver. Basically, and I'm a Reylo too. She's a Raylo. She's a super fan. And you don't even know what he told her. Why would they deny nothing? Why would they deny nothing? They'll just never address it. Listen, Gina Carano was on her way a while ago. They didn't want to address it until she pushed the buttons. She pushed the buttons so hard that they had to. Disney's not even going to mention it. Okay, I'll bet you, Zeno. I'll bet you Zeno doesn't. Sorry, Zeno. I will bet you that Disney doesn't even mention this at all. The next update you'll get is another vague super fan of Kylo Ren and Rian that says, oh, it's still happening, but there's no details, not when, if, or how, or when it starts, just that he still has a contract to execute a treatment. Yes, Gina wanted to get fired. Oh, Master of None, are you around? I could send you a link if you could pop on. All right, hold on. I know we got to get back to Star Wars only because we have more news. All right, let me get to Brian here. I miss you, Brian. I know you've been busy, dude. Hold on. I want to get a second opinion here. Even Saggy, if you're still there, I just want to get your opinion. Maybe you think I'm wrong. Lots of people want to think I'm wrong. I never bet, except okay. Yes, I'm. Listen, Gova Rods. You know I'm not against Raylos, and I don't care anymore. Let the man baby talk. I'm not crying about it. If it happens, and you get something new, something of substance, this is a nothing burger. And I'll tell you what, Star Wars only. Yes, I say I report on rumors that I discuss myself with my friends. I do that. But if you're acting like this is something substantial, it's an absolute nothing burger, and you're not any better. I'm sorry, Star Wars only. There's nothing there. Oh no, you have to go to the store. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, Andrew. Yeah, but I also did some research to see what all the projects he's working on that are taking up so much of his time that he can't do the Star. Do you really believe if he still had a Star Wars trilogy that was in active development, he would be working on Knives Out 2? That's the only thing he is slated to be working on recently. Let's bring up IMDb, and then we'll get back to Star Wars only video. Okay, here is Rian Johnson's IMDb. I'm like, what is keeping him so busy that he eventually has to get to Star Wars? Knives Out 2 is announced. That's it. Man, he is so busy. He is so busy. Zeno says Raylo is done, Max. Ryan's masterpiece will be new characters, probably. Hey, I'm all for Brie Larson being in Star Wars. Bring it on. I would rather that. Directed by a better. Rian Johnson's a good director. He's just not a good writer. It's fake outrage. Yes, he's so busy with Knives Out 2 that he has to eventually get to Star Wars. Are you kidding me? If there was something, he's not even doing a separate movie. He's doing Knives Out 2. I liked Knives Out. Oh, let me make it bigger for you so you can see. That's what he's so busy not making Star Wars trilogy for. Oh, I will get to it. I don't know when, if, or how, but it's going to happen. And I basically told a fan that it still could happen. And then she started tweeting out craziness on Twitter because she also has a book to promote. That just happened to come out right now. So all these articles popping up are sourcing this Twitter. This is the source. Let's go back to the source, okay? This is how you got to research it. Hold on a second. Let me bring it back. Oh, no, I missed it. I got to find her. Here, Sarah Wilson. Okay, let's get to the source, the actual tweet that started all these articles, and you can see how ridiculous the movie pundit industry is all across the board. Let me check. Okay. Oh, there's some more context here too. All right. So, no. Wrong thing. I got to delete that. Get back to the source. The source of all this. She was getting asked questions by Rian. Probably Goldman was hitting her up. What did you find out from Rian? Goldman was like, hey, Sarah Wilson, what did you find from Rian on the Zoom call? I do hope Rian Johnson gets in, Goldman gets an interview with Rian Johnson or Star Wars Only, though. I do hope that. You should work on that, guys. Get them for the Tatooine show. Okay, so what was happening is Yova Rods, Goldman, and all those other people were asking Sarah Wilson lots of questions because she did an interview with Rian Johnson. And this is what she came back with. I'm going to post this now because I see that I'm going to get a lot of requests. Yes, Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy is still on. No dates, timelines, because he has other projects going on. But it's happening. That's all I know about it. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Nothing there. Nothing there. And go back to his IMD. Yes. Zeno. Yes, he was working on a treatment for a trilogy. The first step is a movie company will give you funds to develop a script and a treatment and outline for a trilogy. That doesn't mean he has to complete all. He doesn't mean he has to complete all versions. Just the first movie of a trilogy. So he probably still has that contract. So he can finish his treatment, finish the outline, and present it to Lucasfilm. But then they still have to get the green light to access those funds to start a production, pre-production, all this other stuff to get it ball rolling. And that hasn't happened yet. When that happens, I'll make an apology to all of you Rian Johnson fans. Knives Out trilogy. I'm all for that. But are you kidding me? Do you really think that he'd say, wait, Star Wars, I got to finish my Knives Out trilogy? All right. Rian Johnson for the win? There are a lot of hurdles for Rian Johnson to ever come back to Star Wars. I said I think he might come back to direct an episode of a Star Wars series is more likely. And then they'll say he was busy doing other projects. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all, Zeno. I'm just explaining that there's nothing here. And this is how, just like I examined Jeremy and Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro the other day about his absolute lie. I'm saying, what is the substance of all of, see, there you go. Here's Enosh. There's just nothing there. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I could send you guys the link if you want to pop in. There's nothing. I was going to do like a solo stream. All right, let me see here. I'll send one to Matt. No one's really popping in, though, today. I was just going to try a solo stream, honestly. But if you're available to just pop in on one topic and then leave, or you could stay, too, feel free. All right. So there's a lot more to cover tonight, too. It's outrage over nothing. Well, basically, it's not even trending anymore. Whenever I shouldn't use this comparison because Ben Affleck is more likely to come back as Batfleck than Rian Johnson is for his trilogy. But at that time, Ben Affleck's Batman was not going to be a thing anymore. And he said, I'm still Batman. No. Oh, no. Deliveries. I don't know why she's so... Listen, Yovarods, they're more than welcome to join the stream. Wait, what do you mean, Zeno? Nothing there but Ryan's... She basically said it's still happening. You don't know what he told her. She might have just asked, so are you still working on it? And he could have said, yeah. that's it. I'm still working on the treatment. That doesn't mean it's going to get the green light. The Phantom Menace thinks it's Trinity. It's really not. Right, it's really not. Yeah, I think she does sound familiar. She's a writer of novels and stuff. Let me see. Let me go back to USA Today best-selling author. So she's written something about Adam Driver. I think she has a book about Adam Driver. So nothing against that. No, it's just when Kathy Kennedy comes out and says, "Oh, the next trilogy is gonna be Rian Johnson," I'd still find it hard to believe, but that's where it will get some forward momentum. She hasn't addressed it in forever, and who knows if she'll still be the president by then. By the time he would actually have, say he develops the script. He completes it, and he's ready to present it. You don't even know if Kathy Kennedy is still going to be the president. Her contract is expiring soon. If they re-up it and then they announce it, then I'll say, you know what, there's something here. If she gets her contract extended again, and you hear the Phantom Menace freak out, and then they say, oh, and we are doing Rian Johnson's trilogy, then I'll say, okay, there's something here. No, I'd tell Zack Snyder to stay away from my channel. No. Hey, if it happens, I'll apologize to Ryan. I'll apologize to him if it happens. All right, let's get back to Star Wars Only's video, because this was supposed to be a video reaction. All right. It's still happening again.
And the quote that we have from the actual interviewer says that there's no dates or timelines because he has other projects.
No dates or timelines. Other projects. Knives Out 2 just announced. That's it. That's all it is.
Going on, but it is still happening. And this is kind of the same update we've had.
Right.
Basically every few months, every year since 2017. 2019,
okay.
Which
hold on,
specifically in April of 2020.
All right, Matt. Is there
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll hop out in a second because I am out right now doing deliveries.
All right.
Let me give you my hot take, my blistering hot take.
Sure.
Right. This whole thing with Rian Johnson was a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
It is a planted story, right, in order to distract from the Gina Carano situation.
Okay. I think it was also to troll people because he is super political, to just say, oh, my thing's still happening, even though he kind of knows it's not going to actually happen. To throw some salt in the wounds to the opposite side, the opposite team.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of people, like, this Gina Carano story hasn't really gone away yet.
No.
It's been ongoing now for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And what would trigger the Phantom Menace more than Rian Johnson returning to Star Wars? That would get them talking about that and not about how Carano, tanked her own career.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
there's so many things here, the timing of everything. Also, it's a slow nose time after the Snyder Cut. There's nothing else to talk about. What are people that just cover Star Wars going to talk about after the Gina Carano? They need something else too. This comes up all the time, every once in a while. Oh yeah, they pull out the old trick. Oh, the Rian Johnson trilogy, that gets us clicks.
Yeah, but this just came out of left field. That's the whole thing. Like some random author just goes like, oh, BT dubs, Rian Johnson's still developing his sequel trilogy, 4 years later.
Well, yeah, basically she's a super fan. I covered that. I'll bring it up here so you could, I don't know if you could see this. Oh shoot.
I am driving, so it is difficult for me to look at my phone.
Well, movie madness is more important than the road. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not looking at my phone. I have my eyes on the road.
Okay.
But,
well, basically, everyone's looking at a picture of the author and Rian Johnson on a Zoom call. But
Okay.
but if you just go off what people say on the internet, you have to come up with the bias that she is a super fan. She loves Raylo. She wrote a book about Adam Driver first, and then the actual context of her comment, which is, let me get to the actual comment again. I'll read it to you since you're driving. Hold on a second. I gotta find it. She's been tweeting so much now, and she's releasing a book this week.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay.
Oh my God. So she's like, so it's really about like just getting attention on her book.
Right. To get on her projects. Okay. So here.
Oh, that's scummy.
Okay. So this is why I did Matt, I'm trying to do better. I know I do rumors and stuff in the past, but I'm trying to really. I'm really trying.
No. You're fine. What she's doing is scummy. You're cool.
Yeah. No, but I'm trying to do more because in this age of misinformation and just fanboys and girls and all this stuff, okay, what is really said? And even Star Wars Only is like, see, I told you, there's nothing new here. Until we get some forward momentum, you know how Hollywood works, Matt. People get contracts all the time. He could still have an active contract to develop a trilogy and a first treatment for the first of the trilogy. He still has to go back to Lucasfilm, go back to everyone in charge and say, this is it, and they have to sign off on it. That is where the stage, I think, Rian Johnson's trilogy is still at. I think he still has an active contract. And what does Hollywood like to do? They don't like to say you're fired unless you completely F up like Gina. So basically, they're not gonna act on it until he brings it up again. So he could complete his trilogy, at least the first treatment and a rough outline of the trilogy, and present it. And then it has to get the green light, and then they have to do pre-production and get a crew together. And you're not at that point yet. And until I hear something, basically, what would it take for you to say, okay, there's something here? Possibly that Kathy gets another extension, and then she says, we're going to have another meeting with Rian Johnson or something like that, or we're going to start getting it together. That's something where I'd say, okay, there's something here.
Okay. So, what we know is that the next movie is coming out in 2023, and that is going to be Patty Jenkins' Rogue One. That's the next movie. Then we also know that Taika Waititi is developing his own Star Wars movie that's being produced by Kevin Feige. And we don't know anything other than just those two things. So Rian doing anything right now seems kind of pointless because their focus is on Disney Plus. Their focus is not on theatrical, which would tell me that if Rian is still working on his treatment, what his treatment is turning into is not a trilogy of movies, but I would say something along the lines of a 3-season show or potentially limited series. Because Disney wants to use the volume for practically everything because it is like the coolest filmmaking invention in such a long time. And so they're obviously going to want to find a way to use technology, and it's going to be a little bit cheaper to produce.
Here's producer Zeno. Nothing in the tweet mentions her book, so it's real. No, her tweets surrounding it and what she's doing also brings attention to her at the time. I'm not faulting her for it. I mean, if this was Goldman, he'd be all excited too. But you don't even know she could have just asked, so is it still happening? You'd be like, yeah. That could be the extent of it. And then she goes, everyone's going to be out. So this is what she actually says. I'm going to post this now because I see I'm going to get a lot of requests. Yes, Rian Johnson's trilogy is still on. No dates, timelines, because he has other projects going on, but it's happening. That's all I know about it. So she was preemptively possibly trying to get attention for herself because rightfully so, she had an interview with Rian. She has books, one about, I think one is with Adam Driver. She's a big Raylo fan, not against Raylos. But she's basically saying that what she knows everyone's going to want to look at her for, and there's nothing there. What would it take you to say, oh, there's some substance here, Matt, as a movie pundit for so many years?
I would need something out of Kathy, I think, to really kind of like, this is actually happening.
or anyone from Lucasfilm, not Ryan. Like not Ryan talking to another interview, basically answering a question they propose. Like, is it? He's not going to say no if he still has an open contract. I don't think he'd want to say no just in case. Or
well, and there's that, and he also wouldn't want to, and he also wouldn't want to troll the trolls. You know, like I still have my trilogy. You gonna bitch about it? All right. But it's like he's working on Knives Out, and like Knives Out is going to be his jam for a while.
Right.
So, the earliest at this point we would even see a movie from Rian Johnson would probably be like 2025, maybe.
And that could be a different Lucasfilm by then.
Yeah, it could be a different Lucasfilm by then. I have no idea. Here's the thing. If he was going to write and direct his own series that had nothing to do with any
I would be for that. I would be for that.
Or if Jon Favreau was going to write it, or Filoni was going to write it, and Johnson directed it, I'd be all for that too. And I say that because when Dave Filoni wanted to learn filmmaking and he wanted to do live action, Kathy sent him to Pinewood during production of The Last Jedi in order for him to learn from Rian Johnson how to better do on-hand training for how to be a director. And that's something that he thanks Kathy for. And quite frankly, after the Ahsoka episode, the Jedi from last season, dude, I thank her for that too. That was an amazing episode. Like the cinematography was lit. So it's like, Johnson is a good director. He's just not my favorite storyteller.
Not a good writer-director combo. I think he needs help. I think I would love for him to direct someone else's treatment.
100%. Like if Favreau or Filoni wrote it and he directed it, I'd be like, all right, cool.
All right, so now here's the thing. Our good friend Brian's here. Hey, Brian.
Good evening, Jen.
So do you think there's any substance? Have you been listening?
A little bit of here and there. I just had to go to the store.
All right.
I care less about Rian Johnson getting a
trilogy.
trilogy.
All right, I'll bring up the tweet one more time to see if you think there's any substance to this. This is where this is how all of YouTube and all these websites work. I'm just going to post this now because I see I'm going to get a lot of requests. Yes, Rian Johnson's trilogy is still on. No dates, timelines, or any other thing of substance because he has other projects going on. That's all I know. It's happening. And she is a super fan, even though she's writing a book. And then basically the other projects are Knives Out 2 is announced. Is there anything of substance here that would say, okay, it's back on? Or that's still happening?
He seems like a busy guy. I mean, if anything, he does like trolling people.
Right. And at this time, what's happening with Gina Carano, I think that's also some salt in the wounds of like, look, you listen to these a-holes that now collaborate with Gina Carano on live streams on YouTube, the ones that hate me. I think, I don't blame him for being salty, but I also think he brought it on himself too.
It could be like people trying to make up a narrative to where like, oh, Disney's attacking us again.
Yeah. And then Matt, I was checking out your video earlier about Gina Carano. Excellent work. Go check out Matt Jarbo's video on $3 Theater. This spin that says again,
I'm Lucia. I'm gonna dip and into the show.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Matt. Thank you. Drive safe.
Later, bud.
Yeah. No, sorry.
All right. Well, basically, his video was about that. They said, correct your statement after the beep, bop, boop. And she didn't. And she basically, she did a Trump. I'm sorry. She's like, I'm not going to. Well, she said, I'm not going to do what you want. I'm going to address it in my way and then say I was bullied. She didn't just only apologize. She used it like, it's like basically saying violence is bad, but the election was still stolen. I'm sorry to bring politics in here, but basically,
it's right.
It's a half-hearted apology, really.
Well, my thing about it is it's feel the room, man. Know your audience. Like, you don't want to, if you don't know by now that the Hollywood establishment is, fairly left in a lot of situations.
Well, if she didn't realize that it was going to happen, she knew exactly what was going to happen. And
it's like Matt said, she kind of wanted to get fired. It makes total sense.
The next thing would be, I'm sorry, I love Drunk 3PO, but the ones he's associated with are garbage. And I've said some things about Kathy myself.
But nowhere near to the extent these guys did.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd have to argue whether it was Kathleen Kennedy or Brie Larson for Jeremy videos.
No, binge buddy. I was just giving an example as what a half-hearted apology is. Like you double down on your stance. Okay, violence is bad, but people were upset because it was stolen. I'm just saying you don't say I didn't mean to offend anyone, but I don't like being bullied. You just say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. That's it.
Yeah,
that's an apology.
No harm, no foul. But doubling down, tripling down, going on with, people who denigrate your employers on a daily basis. I mean, hey man, it is what it is. Honestly, I hope for the best for her, but I don't feel sorry for her one lick.
No. I wish she would get it back, but there's no chance of that now. No chance of that now. So basically what also is happening is, if you're in the DC news right now, you're fine. But if you're a Star Wars commentator, you can either talk about Gina Carano, or you every few months you bring up this Rian Johnson trilogy to get a few clicks, and it's getting less and less and less clicks. And that's actually to the detriment of Ryan's potential that he could come back, because it needs the trend either way. And it's not. People just think it's a joke. It's like, and what's silly is, I don't want to say this about, I said this earlier in the stream, Ben Affleck, I'm still Batman was a joke at that time, but now there's a possibility he might be Batman again. But
I would say there's more of a chance of that happening than the former. Like, I honestly think just Rian Johnson's messing with.
Well, taking my bias, my personal bias, and our personal bias about we are liking the sequel trilogy, the facts of Hollywood. People get paid to write treatments all the time. There are so many treatments that never get acted on. You still could get a paycheck to write a treatment in a potential series, and they just vault it. And then eventually they could use Rian Johnson's trilogy treatment in the future without him involved and get a rewrite. They might put it in the vault, revisit it 100 years down the line, and say, we paid for this, revise it, make it something different they might use in the future.
No, I think over time we'll look back on the sequels kind of like we look back on the prequels, man. Like, I mean, they weren't all gems. I mean, let's be honest. But now it's like, if you go on there, they're like, "Oh my god, the prequels were amazing." This, and it's like, but they really weren't though.
Phoenix Night Flame says THR retracted the report. I saw someone talking about recast. They just wanted clicks too. Listen, everyone's sitting at home with very many. I mean, you can talk about the Snyder Cut, or you can make shit up.
Yeah,
that's movie news right now. You can talk about. Well, no, that's not. This is movie talk right now. Yes, politics is everywhere in it. You could talk about people getting fired for social media behavior. You could talk about the Snyder Cut, or you could talk about streaming.
or Godzilla vs. Kong.
Take a pick. Yeah. Godzilla versus Kong. No, I agree with you there, Binge Buddy. I think they will be appreciated more. It's just
absolutely.
I think there's going to be people that are fans of the sequel trilogy that don't even care about the prequels or the original OG.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars YouTube, yes, exactly. I mean, that's all of geek culture. So we do have some other topics. Let me see. Oh, I was gonna, but we basically covered that. Gina Carano says Lucasfilm pulled her from the Mandalorian press junket after Beat Bop Boop. So this whole thing about standing for Gina, did they really standing for Cara Dune? Did they really think that was going to work? That she kind of listen. I didn't. No one told me anything. Yes, they said correct the tweet, and you did your own thing. You should have known.
If it would have came from a more positive direction, I could see it happening. But I mean, the Snyder Cut's coming out, so never say never. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Jack says fire. It's not even firing. It's just not renewing your contract. Basically, your social media behavior. You can't trust what you're going to do. And they had a contract for first 2 seasons. You have to re-sign a new contract. And then she's not a major character. Even without controversy, characters after a few seasons just disappear on other shows too. I mean, unless they're absolute necessity, that happens sometimes. so it's not even firing. It's just like we're not going to give you a new contract.
Agreeing to move on.
It's not firing. It's just we're not going to give you a new contract. Your contract expired. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well, it didn't seem like they planned on keeping her around after season 2 of Mandalorian, anyways.
Yeah, there wasn't much there.
Yeah, so I don't know. And then like with the Book of Boba Fett, will we even get a season 3 of Mandalorian? So I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I saw that and I was like, what?
Yeah,
are we not getting the Mandalorian anymore?
I don't know what's happening. If Kathy, if she lets the Mandalorian fall apart, and then like Jon Favreau moves on, then there's going to be some major outcry.
I think at that point, what they need to do is stop making Star Wars movies for a little while.
Yeah.
No, let it die, and then make Indiana Jones or something. You know what I mean? Lucasfilm can still make movies. It's just quit making Star Wars.
Well, this looks.
I saw that.
Listen, she's much younger than I am, but man, she is striking. And I wasn't really looking forward to this live action, but look at that. Woo!
Yeah.
That looks amazing, that image, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the product's going to be great, but that's interesting to me.
Well, not only that, but she was awesome as Gwen Stacy too. So like,
yeah, she's beautiful actress. Yeah. So that trailer is going to drop tomorrow, I believe, for Disney. Oh no, where did I go? I'll be right back.
Your camera died.
StreamYard, I'm paying you now. What the hell?
Yeah, sons of mamamas. It's all right. So let's see here. The Phantom Menace is gonna learn. They literally have no influence on anything going forward at all. Let's see here. I hope they continue with Mando season 3, but like I said, it was just it felt kind of abrupt, and then all the rumors about how Pedro wasn't happy, and now the Carano stuff coming out. So it's like I can actually see them kind of going, well, do we have to? Everything else is lining up. I mean, we could put Bo-Katan in the Ahsoka series. So
we'll have to wait and see what happens. Listen, I want season 3. Oh, Margot Robbie. Yes, she is hot giggity. All right. Yes, she's beautiful. I'm sorry. That image was wow. I mean, yeah. I wasn't like, were you looking forward to 101 Dalmatians see Cruella de Vil? Nah. But then you see that image, and I'm like, okay, I'm interested.
I mean, Glenn Close did a good job as Cruella the first time, so I mean,
yeah. All right, so here's Matt Jarver. Well, the Hollywood Reporter also said that her agents were trying to negotiate a sizable pay bump.
Yeah, she wanted her. They were trying to get her a raise.
Oh, really?
And then the election happened, and then.
Oh, really?
Here we sit. Yeah. No, I was listening to Matt's video early. Like,
you silly right-wingers. You silly right-wingers. I want to do whatever I want to do, not listen, and then I want a pay increase. Even beyond that, I would say, no, Gina, you haven't proven yourself yet. Really, if
you really haven't. But, and then, like, what is she going to do over at the Daily Wire? I mean, like,
nothing. It's just it's just to get funds. I mean, this is Brian. I'm not against. I'm not against right wingers or conservatives.
I'm against Ben Shapiro. I don't like him at all. So,
but this is a go-to thing. There's no details. There's just funding. It's constantly.
They're using her as like I said before, she's an avatar for the right wing. You know what I mean? So it's like they're using her as a figurehead, and what happens to figureheads a lot of times? They lose their head. So it's like as soon as this gets going, they'll move on. Like,
I can't believe she's asking for a pay increase after the beep bop boop.
Well, I mean, I could before the beep bop boop and after season 2 of Mando, yeah, I could see it going forward because they introduced, they were talking about it, getting a Cara Dune series. So it's like, but no, it's a tendency.
Well, that's when you need to behave the most. Wait till you get the contract and then mess up. Wait till you sign on the dotted line.
Get the job and then screw off, man. What are you doing?
Right. Like Rian Johnson. Like he got his contract to write a script and then make so many social media posts that that's the problem. The minute something official comes out, everyone's going to go back to his Twitter timeline.
Well, that's why I love it, because it's the whole reason I love Rian Johnson for the fact that he made Mike Zero turn to the dark side.
Yes.
I guess it was a rumor around the office that if somebody made a bad take, they're just like, "Oh, you really zeroed that one." Oh,
Yes. Yeah. That's funny. Here's another a geekosity. Marvel's Luke Cage and Iron Fist to form team on Disney Plus. That means that we're basically getting the whole Netflix crew back. I know there was talks about Daredevil, Punisher, and Jessica Jones. But if they bring these two back too, that means we're getting everything. And then along with the WandaVision, they are open to bringing established characters from other properties that weren't officially Disney MCU properties and bringing them in.
I want to see the Fox properties brought over. Like, I'm so excited for Fantastic Four. It's not even funny. Like,
yeah. Did you watch Luke Cage or Iron Fist?
No, I haven't, because I didn't have Netflix at the time. But as soon as they put them on a platform that I do have, then I will watch it.
Yeah, the Luke Cage I really enjoyed the most of the first season. The second half wasn't as good, and I never watched the second season. And then Iron Fist was kind of not that great at the beginning. Season 2 was kind of fun, but it's not great. Yeah. So under a better director.
Well, my issue with those shows is the production quality. It's like, if it's anything looking like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm not interested. It just was horrible.
Now this is legit. Anytime his name pops up in everything, I'm like, yes. I'll show you this next. This is for Spider-Man, Kraven the Hunter. According to Geekosity, Sony hunting Carl Urban for Spider-Man villain Kraven. That is perfect casting. Although
he was already Scourge, though. I mean,
yeah,
he was awesome as Scourge. I loved him as Scourge. He's like, I got these from Texas.
Yeah, but this would be a bigger role, though.
This is true. This is true.
I think it's legit. I think they should act on it. The only thing is, I would have liked him for Wolverine or something. I don't know. Even when he was rich, yeah. Iron Fist was okay. The Netflix shows are better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay,
I never.
I'll give him a shake then.
Oh yeah, they are. I believe that too. But I only got so far in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I got bored. I like what they're doing on WandaVision with even the characters like the guy from Fresh Off the Boat and the girl from Two Waitresses. I don't know.
Kat Dennings.
Oh yeah, she's another beauty.
Awesome. Oh, dude,
with the humor. Yes.
Well, see, that's kind of what I'm hoping. Like they throw a nod to her character in Two Broke Girls.
Spoiler warning here for WandaVision. She might get powers now too. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see. Like, I'm interested to see what character she plays now that she's in the bubble. Like, I think that would be really interesting to have her be a waitress. You know?
Oh, that would be funny. You're right. Like they're in a different time period now. They're in early 2000s now. So
that's about the time that the show started, anyways. I mean, I think it would fit. And I'd get a good laugh out of it, honestly.
Phoenix Night Flame says that the boys started filming this week. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the boys. I love it, but I also get it's like too intense, the violence and the sexual
I don't have Amazon,
violence.
So I'm like, shit. It's one of those shows off to get.
The stuff they combined together, I was like, I don't want to see this right now. But I love the story, Lolo. Christopher Barker, behave now. You want to keep the ladies coming back to Movie Madness Live. We don't want to go overboard. But I understand, though. All right. You're binging House of Cards.
That's it. The first couple seasons say what you want about Spacey. He's a great actor.
Probably because he draws from his elf. Because he plays his best acting is when he plays a villain and he draws from his own personality. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, I still think he was one of the better Lex Luthors, honestly. I mean, say what you want about Superman Returns, but my God, he was good as Lex Luthor, man.
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't like wrong. I liked Brandon Routh, but that Lex is my least favorite, I think. Is my least favorite. Okay. Matt Jarbo says You're going to hate a particular part of season 3, and I honestly can't wait for your reaction if you've got squeamish. Okay. He has some inside info on that. Okay, I think we're just gonna end it soon. So if you have any other topics for me and Brian, I'm trying to do these quicker streams. I'm happy to stream with Brian. It's been a few days.
Yeah,
You've been busy. You've been busy.
Sorry, man. Things didn't line up. I was with the ambassador, and then yesterday I was with Enosh going on. Oh, Enosh and Dawson. So it was fun. Had good conversations. Dude, the Snyder's Cut trailer. I mean, it's so freaking amazing. Like,
oh, good. Thanks for reminding me. I'm doing constant updates. I'm not going 24 hours. I got a day job. I'm not no pool boy. Listen, I'm not. Keep
I got errands to run tomorrow.
Listen,
man.
I still don't have super chats on here. I'm not doing this I'm doing this because I like talking to you guys. I'm not doing this for fun. Like I could be playing games or something, and I'm not saying that to like. No, I'd rather talk to you guys than play games. And video games is one of my passions.
I mean, you could make money on Twitch streaming games and stuff, but you don't do that. You're here talking with us.
Well, if I do super chats in the future, I want to do like half go to like Make-A-Wish or something. Like half of the half of that, and then half to like half and half to me and my panelists. If I do it in the future, or memberships in the future, I want half to go to charity. So I feel better about doing it because I don't really like taking people's money. But then I feel like I'm actually helping something else too and getting a few extra bucks. Because also the other thing, the reason I would take some is once you turn it on, your show goes longer when you get super chats and you keep going and talking forever. So.
Well, I like doing it because you guys are my friends, and I like supporting my friends.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, so I'll buy a shirt from Rian, or get a shirt from Enosh or something like that, hat from Dawson. So I mean, it's good stuff. At least you're getting something from it when you do that kind of thing.
Sil is live talking about Justice League Dark.
Ooh, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I might hop over there after this, but I want to check one other thing before we end the show. Is just go to the HBO Max page and check out to see how the official trailer, how many views it's up to. Is it still trending anything? So let me see. I'll bring that up because I want to check it as much as I can. All right. Let's bring this up to get an update on the Snyder Cut trailer. And hopefully by a full week, we'll get it up to like 30 million views. I'm hoping. Let's see where it's at now. Oh yeah, the Mortal Kombat movie's getting a trailer soon too. I can't wait for that. I really can't. This Friday, Real Veron's is saying.
Very interesting.
This is actually the best time in entertainment history, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not a theater file, I mean, I'm happy as a clam, man.
well, what's so funny about the Snyder hate is that he actually shows you like other directors, they cut away or do jokes and you get like a little bit of action. No, which is so funny because people are like, this is a comics accurate. Have you looked at a comic? How many panels do they fight? How many panels do they fight? And then Marvel movies, I love Marvel movies, but the fights don't last that long and they're not that significant. If you look at an actual comic, the violence can be intense. Goes panels and panels and panels of fighting. So I think Zack Snyder is extremely comic accurate and actually gives you what others allude to or never get to. Look at Green Lantern. They had Sinestro. They never got to it.
Yeah.
They always hold back. He gives it to you. Everyone else holds back. Oh, how can we drag this out for more funds? Drag this. He gets it to the point. He gives it to you. He gives you the action, and you hate him for it. Comics are violent. Comics can be violent.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I just finished watching the animated DC movies, the Justice League arc, from Flashpoint to Apocalypse War. And those are dark ass movies. Like, I wouldn't let my kid watch them. I mean, if you compare those to like the Avengers cartoons and stuff like that, it's like night and day, man. Like the Avengers is all nice, happy, cheery, campy kid stuff. But DC's always been darker, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that.
So it's up to 16 million views. I have a thing in front of it. 455,000 thumbs up. I hope that gets to 1 million. I don't know though. That might be a stretch. I think it'll get at least 500K.
No, and I think
it's still 13 on trending still, and I've been watching it every day.
I think the engagement's there, dude. I honestly think that we're gonna see something going forward with the Snyder's vision. I mean, he might not be directing it. You know, he might not be directing involved, but I'm sure he'll be like an executive producer or something like that, steering the course of what he wants to finish off in the form of like a mini series, which I think would be freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks. I think we're going to end it. I'm trying these shorter streams so I could do some during the week because I do work I'm a full-time worker, and I know Brian's busy too. So thank you for watching. And I don't know who else is streaming, but I do know Sil is, and I'm interested to see what he says. I get a lot of my info from Sil Abdul. He's doing great.
Good stuff, man.
Right. So I haven't heard much about this Justice League Dark and J.J. Abrams, so I'm going to go check that out. Yeah, thanks everyone. Bye guys. Go sub to Brian if you haven't already. Take care of this man.
Yeah.
All right. Bye everyone.
Peace.